Hello, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Google Calendar as a digital planner for yourself or as something you can show your students how to use to help them stay organized and manage all of their materials and resources, to-do lists, and reminders. So if you're not familiar with Google Calendar, it is the calendar component that syncs and pairs really well with Google Drive, as well as our email system, Gmail. It is a cloud-based tool, so if you add something onto here, it saves automatically, and it also can be installed on your cell phone if you'd like to use that. And whenever you add Google Calendar or sync your Google Calendar with your calendar on your cell phone, then you will get push notifications right before meetings. About 10 minutes before is the default, but you can configure that if you would like it. So again, it's just a helpful reminder for you. Other reasons why Google Calendar can be a really helpful digital planner is if you're someone who, if you're like me, I lose paper copies of resources really easily because I move around from place to place and I just forget them. So this is a really great resource if you or even your students tend to lose paper resources like a paper planner more often than maybe what you would lose if you had just a digital version that was with you whenever you open your device. It's also a helpful resource as well because you can add files and links and pieces to it and easily share it with others so they can see meetings and things that you have in common and can even contribute to the descriptions on those meetings as well. So the way that we do this is we're actually going to create a planner calendar on your Google profile. So if I open up Google Calendar, which is just calendar.google.com, I'm going to create a new calendar, and you can name this planner or my to-do list, whatever have you. It's totally up to you, but it is going to act as like a digital plan book for you. You can change the view here if you would like. Again, you have some options. I like to do month just because I like to see everything kind of at a glance, but I know some people like to do day or week, so it's a little bit more in detail. So what we're going to do is add a new calendar, and there's a couple of ways that you can do that. If you click the settings button here, it will open a list of all of your calendar settings. And if you're a part of multiple calendars, you see the option there to add a new one. The quick way, what I like to do is I have multiple calendars that I'm already a part of. You likely do as well. I have my calendar here that's associated with my Google account, but I also have additional ones here. And if I wanted to add another calendar, right here it says other calendar. If I click the plus button, is where I can click create new calendar, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to name this planner. How about my planner? So it's a little bit more specific. You can add a description there if you want, all that good stuff. And whenever you're finished typing those details, you'll click create calendar. All right, it does take it a second here. Whenever it is finished and you see that confirmation message that the calendar was created, I can go back to my settings here. And then on the left-hand side of my screen, where I see these options and all the calendars I'm a part of, I see one now that is called my planner. So what I'm going to do is actually just hide these other ones from my view so you can see a little less cluttered look than all of the ones that I have on screen. So this is my planner, and I want to add events and reminders to it so that I have a little bit more organization. I can see kind of my schedule for the day or my schedule for the week. So what I'm going to do is add an event to my calendar. So if I wanted to share my settings on this, by the way, if I see this planner as being something I want multiple people to have access to other than just myself, if you click the three dot button, that is where you can change the color of this planner. And I can also change that color there. I can also change the sharing settings here. So if I want to share this with someone else directly, they have access to it. But if it's my personal calendar, I probably just want to keep it to myself for my own planning purposes. Okay, so I have my own planner there. And if I click on any day of the week where I want to add a reminder or an event, if I click here, it's going to create an event. All right, and you can have as much detail or as little detail as you want here. So if you create a task, there's a little less options here for it to show up, but it does have a little check mark there, so you can cross it off as you finish it. I like to do event so that it stands alone as a reminder, and I get the push notification on my phone whenever it's getting close to that event. All right, so maybe this is turn in. All right. If I click more options down here at the bottom, I have even more features available to me. So if we click that, all right, I can select the time that I want this to happen. If it's all day, then it's not a specific time frame I need to complete this by. But if it is a time frame that I want to have it set to, then I have the flexibility to do that. All right, so I have the time frame set there. If I wanted to add a location, I could. Other details could be further down the page. I can add a notification. All right, I can set the threshold for that notification as well, so it even pops up with an alert on my computer. A little window will appear that tells me about the event. I can double check that I'm making sure I'm adding this event to the right calendar as well. Right here, it shows you what calendar you're adding this onto. So yes, I am adding this onto my planner calendar like I wanted. And then I can add a description here of the event as well. I'm skipping a little bit further ahead than what my written guide has, but if I wanted to add any type of Google resource to this calendar event, this is where I can do that. If I click the paperclip button, then I can add anything in my Google Drive. I can upload anything from my computer on here so that whenever this event pops up, I don't have to worry about digging through my device or my drive to find what I need. It pops it up right there, and I can just click the event and I am good to go. All right, so I can add my resource here. Has it on there. Whenever I'm finished making my changes here, I could click save. Now, before I do that though, if you know you have a frequently occurring event, whether it's a standing meeting that happens often, or it's a task you need to remember to do on every Wednesday or something along those lines, right here, right below where I configured these time settings is where I have the opportunity to determine if this event takes place often or if it's a duplicate event. So if it happens weekly, then I can kind of set the threshold there and determine when I want those to keep populating on my calendar again. So I'll click save whenever I'm finished. And we are good to go there. So my calendar event is showing up there and I am all set. Again, if I wanted to edit this event, all I have to do is just click it on my calendar and it brings up this edit view again. If I click the pencil is where I can continue to change those features that we just made. If I wanted to email people who were invited to this event, if I added more than one person, click this email button is where I can type out the notification for them. Last thing here is if I click the options button again, this is where I can duplicate this event and determine what other days and times that it happens. So that is just a really helpful feature here. If you wanted to make sure that you have a digital calendar, if it's a little bit more easy for you to remember or easier for you to keep track of, this is a way that you can do that. And your students have access to Google Calendar as well, so they can even set their own digital virtual planner here and manage all of their tasks and resources and assignments using this tool. I would love to hear how you're using this and if you find success with it. So if you have any questions or success stories, please let me know. Thank you.